So big news recently, we got another Deadlock patch straight from the mouth of Yoshi himself, in which for the second time in a row, Valve remembered she exists and Vyper made it to the patch notes. Hooray. Unfortunately, it seems a lot of other people have also noticed, unrelated to my own glazing videos, that Vyper exists and is kind of really good. So that second patch wasn't very kind to her. I wasn't able to queue my favorite niche hero every game I wanted to for a bit there, and that was very sad. Thankfully though, it seems the nerf scared the bandwagoners off by both intentionally and unintentionally dunking on her multiple times over. But I find the nerfs to be pretty non-impactful, at least for my playstyle. We've got a big game to talk about all those changes and to exemplify my thoughts because we are business as usual with Vyper, and we have a very aggressive lane duo that I can easily punish their corny dive attempt with a little bit of poison, and I steal the first kill in the lane. I'm not a big fan of this lane duo. Lash is not great to fight as a close range carry. Most of our engagements through the game come down to don't engage because he's gonna fly away and displace me, and Venator usually is an issue. He very much outranges me, and if I can get to my fun range, he usually can pop a shotgun melee combo on me, which is not ideal considering the size of my health bar. Thankfully for that case, one of the big pieces of the last patch was a big across the board gun nerf, and Venator currently has a super soaker instead of a gun. So he's a bit of a non-issue at this point and probably would have got the kill on Holiday pre-nerf. As for Holiday, she's also been a pretty bad hero for a long time now, something to talk about another time. So overall, it's a lane I have the opportunity to take over as long as I'm vigilant enough. Through all that time between the Venator getting back, he very quickly got poked back down to lethal range, but I'm not in much of a healthier situation. The enemy duo, in response to seeing a full health Holiday, however, is to completely go in on it, including the kill range Venator, who gets a quick dagger put in and another slip of poison that he is not able to run from, giving me another pick from his poor choice of positioning based on his current health. See, I have low health, but I ain't pushing that far because guess what? I'll die. Like Venator, who should have expected that to happen. So as Holiday dies fighting for bridge buff, we have an opportunity to talk about Vyper's rebalance. First, let's talk about my favorite change from a couple patches ago that I never thought would change, so I've never brought it up. Vyper, while sliding on upward slopes, now has full side-to-side movement control, which is a huge deal. Huh? What? Star Fox Direct? Oh man, I gotta... New Star Fox in 2026, that is crazy. Where was I? Vyper, while sliding on upward slopes, now has full side-to-side movement control, which is a huge deal. Being able to hold full momentum up slopes is already a really strong ability, but not allowing that lateral movement made it a bit controlled and denied pretty much every possibility to slide in an endless manner. Now, and you'll see me do this a lot through this game, I can hold my momentum and slide for a lot longer by making circles up and down on the right slopes. Even on the little tiny stairs under the bridge, I can get a very long slide going, which of course means endless bullets, better positioning, and also more stamina conservation. Great change for the feel of the character. I'm very happy with it, and it makes her so much more fun and slippery, but is also very strong, no doubt. As for the nerfs, first, across the board gun nerf on a very gun heavy hero is a little rough. Gun investment rescaling makes early gun a little better, and late gun a good amount worse. Our build barely invests into gun for that early bump. We kind of buy straight into that nerf part of the scaling, but then also a big 10% bullet damage growth nerf on top of that. Really not ideal nerfs to work with, but then poison is a bit worse without scaling. Need to level it first for the same cooldown, but that's not too big of a problem since we're going to be leveling it first anyways. And the cast range nerf is a bit tough, plus a bunch of other unfavorable item changes that I'm not going to bore you all with. And also armor piercing rounds not killing rocks anymore. That's always been a bug, and I wasn't bothering to take advantage of that anyways. Overall, with those changes, disregarding the slight change, my thoughts are, as a die-hard Vyper main, no big deal. Full gun really shouldn't be built on Vyper. It really devalues her full kit potential, so big bummer if you are only here for gun, I guess. I don't know, there are better options for full gun anyways. It's also really easy to counter full gun. Also with this build, even with our gun-based playstyle, most of our damage is spirit anyways. Like, look at Venator. Boom boom, 2 big spirit bursts and the big guy's dead again. Also, did you clock the upslope angle change to get the open shot for the bola too? Couldn't do that previously. Would have probably hit the barrels without that change. Anyways, all that for my thoughts on Vyper changes to boil down to skill issue if you have a problem with it. It's no issue for me. Guns killing people fast before, and it's now killing people slightly slower. More opportunities to get tier 3 poisons in instead of just outright killing them with bullets. And it looks like her win rate didn't drop too far anyway, so it really is a non-issue, it seems. Alright, big patch review done, as Holiday's just dying solo again. Here's where we start to see the theme of the match. I like this situation. I'm doing great. Rest of the team, not so much. So no need to personally come back to have a big Phoenix rise from the dead carry. We just have to keep this game afloat so teammates don't throw the game away too hard. We are in a position to be pretty proactive, which isn't super typical while playing Vyper. Still gotta be very wary of our weaker mid game, but we're able to be a little more aggressive than usual since we have this very early lead. Not much of a lead compared to the fed behemoths that the sidelings created, but we can work with this. An earn fight cropped up. We really don't have a good team fight comp, especially compared to what they've got. I do what I can to contribute, but I don't have enough damage to turn a fight with yet. Just pump as much as I can into Yamato and I was able to finish that kill. But I didn't leave myself much room for escape, especially with 7 point and click stun available. And my team was pretty torn apart through all that. I got the only kill during all that and we lost the earn. Really not ideal of a situation, but they kept fighting over there for some reason, so we had the opening to push for both remaining Guardians. I don't know what Venator's plan was, nor what lag was about, but that's an open lane to get that Guardian, and Celeste had the open lane for Blue's Guardian as well, while everyone continued to fight on green. It had been about 2 whole minutes since earn was deposited, and there's still a team fight happening for some reason. No biggie, some of their carries are just evenly distributing the income between themselves. They can have fun with that. I'm a big fan of this play. I see fighting happening and I'm with Apollo, so I'd like to pull pressure away by trying to get people to defend yellow on a push. But I neglected to consider the point and click grapple that lets Yamato do my entire health bar. And on escape, I guess I also neglected to consider that the ult I distanced myself from gives the point and click grapple a refresh that I suppose she is close enough to target me with. And of course, it goes through walls and I die since she's also CC immune for some reason. I kinda don't like that ability. I wish my point and click ability had that much value. All that said, I'm not really a fan of the current situation. Teams fighting constantly and are pretty consistently losing. I'm not capable of turning those fights yet. I still have a lead of sorts, but my lead is not super meaningful when Yamato and 7 especially were donated an obnoxious lead. So even though there's not really a personal comeback necessary, I still have to step back to push for my late item power spikes as quick as possible, which we are already set to do with our natural lead, let's call it. My favorite part of scaling with Vyper in a situation like this is that no one expects it, because with Magnum alone, all of a sudden we'll be dealing a lot of damage, and the enemy will not be prepared for it. And in this game, that will be our opening to hopefully slingshot a lead and turn the game around. Which this game really isn't in a terrible spot, because at the end of the day our team's soul count isn't far behind, and this game is very winnable, all things considered. Not long after that, we do have Magnum, and here you'll see my slingshot strategy immediately in effect. Celeste is fighting Yamato. I've already noted she has no ult available. Just start pumping damage into her and all she sees is another free kill on me and chases surprisingly. But she really needs that ult because she turned into a rock and was injected with my finest poison instead of her getting a free kill. I was still wary about continuing the fight. Celeste is moving earn, others are fighting in neutral space, and Venator 7 are taking blue walker. My move is to push the minions in and look for that first yellow walker. I found Kelvin in cleanup range, and with Lash ulting I got an opening to snap up that walker. And one more thing to do before we head back, take care of that Venator that is obviously doing the sinners. I melt that health bar, but a pretty lucky shotgun stun unfortunately takes me out with him. But no worries, he lost a lot more than I did. Also, my drive to win after a snarky message like that, for the sake of pettiness, is unmeasurable. Here's where I take a look at the scoreboard to see how much the team is dying. Unbelievably high death counts across the board at 20 minutes. I simply cannot believe the usual offender is doing alright considering what everyone else has been doing all game. You know, dying over and over. Somehow, despite that, our team's soul differential is even. 7 less deaths than Celeste, and Lash has less souls. This guy has somehow been playing the video game less than her. I genuinely have no idea how that happens. Bad guys take mid boss. I'm not super concerned about it since we managed to steal one, and this early into the game it's usually not very impactful to have. They already got 2 walkers and they really aren't strong enough to put a lot of pressure on us with it. Plus 1 has already been cleared. It really ends up being a waste of a mid boss that has way more impact if it was taken within the next 6 minutes that it's not going to be available for now. Ignore me making a stupid useless play and dying. That was bad and dumb, and just don't do that. So at this point I have Leech. I'm a couple camps and waves away from Spiritual Overflow. We kept that weak mid-game very brief, and we are already approaching our strongest power spike. It's time to kick our carry potential into a higher gear, and we still have a lot of game to play because with the situation the rest of the team is in, except for somehow Drifter, we have a lot of work to do in order to pull them into a winning situation. First to consider is those 2 slots are crucial. I'm going to do what I can to keep pressure on those lanes to either force one of those walkers or to relieve pressure on my team. It's pretty consistently been 7 matching my pushes, and that's a huge pain to potentially pull from the team in mind. I'm also, once again, a very strong fighter now. I can confidently take fights with everyone, and I can be an actual difference maker in fights, seen with this urn that we are forcing. First, 7 did match me as expected, so he won't be in time to use that ult. I am not going to full commit head first. I first went into the center looking to pull someone's attention. Vyper's teamfight works best on single targets, and I continued to look for that, but that fight stayed tighter than I was hoping. But the moment they feel they have an advantage and my teammates start to retreat and spread out, the Kelvin was left open. I could clean that up, so the ultless Yamato did not have solid backup that my crew could collapse on for that kill. And here comes 7, very late and in a very bad position, so we just run him down. There was nothing he could do about that. And Calico had a really hard time through that whole situation. Here she comes to also get picked off. I do think we still have a worse team fight overall, but if we can continue to get into a very scrappy situation like that, where I can come in and find isolated picks, we are in a great position. But if they stick together as a unit and use their combos, we're going to have a difficult time, as seen by the team forcing the urn again, and getting totally collapsed upon without much I can do about it. But that play did give Drifter the opening to grab another walker. Considering Yamato's damage through that too, counter items are going to be pretty essential soon, and those shouldn't take too long to get, because we are power farming. We've hit 40k, and other than 7, we have a very potent lead at this point. Celeste really likes forcing urn, so this time I had the foresight to prepare the lane for its arrival. Got the wave pushed in to deny zipline, and I just stuck around for the local farm while they brought it over, and of course, that means fighting starts mid instead of at the deposit. But I set the opening for them, which works out great, and now bad guys are playing around urn deposits, so that last walker is wide open for me. And we make the call to run mid-boss. Very risky, but I like it. I grab an item and catch Venator on my favorite staircase of doom, and when I get to the actual boss pit, yeah, that's interesting. Somehow, despite that mess, we get 2 of 3, and I immediately want to capitalize on that. First with a drive-by on Yamato to clear that one. A little more harassment, then I'm out. But my bad for being within 1,000 miles of Yamato. I'm very annoyed about that, and I am buying Dispel Magic, even if she doesn't grapple me again this match. Very good to have for that, as well as 7 stun. Plus whatever debuff they'll probably buy, because look at me, I've caught up to 7 at this point. They have also absolutely noticed what I'm doing now. A full team fight broke out over literally nothing. That it seems a good Celestial was hit, so the team has a quick advantage on that. And since everyone in the game is committed to that, I won't be there in time to turn anything and nobody is here to stop me. I went over to crack a couple of their base guardians. And I lied, they were fighting over something. Celeste wanted to force urn again, but I had that lane cleared out for it already. Just gonna keep playing the lane management game. I picked up the new anti-CC item, will be very useful for Lash ult. Then some Spellbreaker so Yamato doesn't bother me anymore. I really should have bought it way sooner, but better late than never. Here's where things get really tight. We're very ahead, and this game kind of lives or dies by whatever the next fight is. Mid-boss is up in a moment, and no doubt the bad guys were going to move towards that. I didn't want to fight down there again. You saw how that went. We need to catch them out in open space without starting boss in a way that gives them a steal opening. Plus, open means scrappy for me. Here comes the 7, just gotta clog that up. Then he tries to run off, but I've got him clocked while the team pulls a team fight elsewhere. And that's their biggest problem taken care of. I was confident in my team taking care of the stragglers. I just wanted to keep Lash from making his way over, even though he's not too much of a concern without that ult. I stay up and harass, plus clearing minions so there's a clean avenue to siege with, while the crew grabbed that mid-boss uncontested, and I got those blue base guardians taken care of. Urn is up again, which means Celeste is once again running it, but it'll force a fight I have 100% confidence in. We are very ahead, just gotta get the opening to wrap it up. And here they come to contest that urn. And now we're all together with multiple lanes pushing in. All we gotta do is take it easy and slowly clear the bad guys out and win the game.